No, actually, yeah, nothing today. Just gonna do one more thing.
I hope it pours.
I hope so. It has been pouring.
Yeah.
It has been pouring.
And it stops moving.
Yeah, it has there. I don't know if it was pouring where you guys were, but it really was.
Yeah.
There we go. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Richard.
How are you?
I am. This was so good.
Good to hear.
I did 6 sessions yesterday, 2 classes,
Wow.
a private 2 Thai massages, and everybody was so different. Like it was, you know what? Like it was just so different. And there's something about when you're in your art and you just keep going and you keep going. And I just feel like uploaded today. Like I just have so much experience. One person from the Ukraine, he taught me a Russian word. And he said in Russian language, voltage and tension are the same word.
Wow.
Because we were talking about what we're talking about, like effort, right? Like when a muscle is quaking. And he was saying, he was talking about the culture in Ukraine, and this was way 22 years ago. And he was just talking about how tense people were. And he said, you can feel the voltage. He said, there's a word in Russian, it's like a voltage. He said, I can see people have this voltage. I said, yeah, that's cool.
I know that this is word voltage means like maybe connect potential electrical potential or something.
Yeah. And tension is electrical potential. Like, I think, you know, when we feel tension, we think we have to get rid of it, but that's not really it. Yeah. Yeah. Caitlin, welcome. Yeah, so everybody just getting set up. I know we're a little, we're right on time. I love it. So we're
Thank you.
okay.
I had the big stuff at the gym. This is the
What's
real-
that?
Well, I had the fake water at the gym. It's
Fake
real
water at the gym.
Yeah.
This is the real water.
Do you want some or do you want?
That's why I'm in the back. The front. Don't expose me so
If you believe it, you know, your practice can be different. Okay, lovely. So we're going to begin, and I'm wondering if there's any areas. That was nice, Rosemary. If there's any areas, that you need to open up.
So many.
If there's any areas of tension, please let me know, and then we can go in and open up that area. Okay. So last week we were talking about that the way that you'll feel tension in the body, you might even get like a quaking in the muscles, you know, as things start to align. And the ability for muscles to come into alignment is exactly the same as the way muscles heal after surgery. So at about 6-week mark, it's almost to the day after you've had surgery, the collagen fibers start to kind of really start to bridge up. So they start to really, collagen is everything. It's all your tissue, muscle. And so everything starts to line up again. Now, if you're in pain after the surgery and your scar tissue is big, then you don't want to move the area. Yet not moving the area doesn't allow the collagen fibers to entrain like these bamboo lines. They get kind of bunched up. And so then you get adhesions, and it's hard to move the tissue, right? So you develop scar tissue. So if you think of anything in your practice where it's hard, as soon as you think it's hard, you make hard, and now the belief is hard, and it's hard to move, and you don't want to move. Oh, and then your breathing contracts. Perfect. So now you're so tense that there's a lot of voltage. So you want to notice wherever you feel tension, and breathe. Drop the thought attention because your body won't take you too far. You can't. So you don't need to think, oh, I gotta protect my knee. If you breathe, you'll protect your knee and you'll entrain the kneecap to exactly where you can go, and you'll stop because there's no ambition, no thinking. So we come out of our heads and we come into the whole unit of our body. And then there's an intelligence that will design that exact rotation or movement. So you can trust the tissue. It has so much ability to know exactly what to do. And also then once that keeps getting developed, good morning, Maya. Once that keeps getting developed, we get really good at doing that all day. Like where we feel tension, maybe we didn't get it. We're late for something and then we realize, wow, I'm really mad at myself. You know, like you can notice where there's tension and then you can soften it and ease off, or with another. So what we're practicing here enables a freer existence where there's more flow, where there's more entrainment and less bunching up of tense thoughts. Okay, so we'll begin. Let's start today in all fours. Doesn't that sound merciful? And we'll start with our hands just right underneath the shoulders. And let's start with the elbows slightly bent. Now for women, it's really easy to have a locked elbow. So to do this, and that's where the eyes of the elbows turn out because we have a different forearm connection elbow. So just notice that the eyes of the elbows are rotated in, and immediately that gives you shock absorbers in your soft jaw. Because we were talking about getting sore hands and wrists, so that helps. So again, eyes of the elbows in. Now take your left leg back and press the toes way under, and then take the right hand as far out as you can get, and then press that left heel back. And the palm is reaching out, and I want you to go deep into the whole body, the back. You might walk the top fingers up even a little further. And then let your head drop. You're going to round your spine and your toes are tucked and you're pushing the heel back there and you round your spine. And you pull the core up, hollow it out, and then do just a little half a giggle.
Your spine isn't rounded upwards. That's what you mean.
Yeah, we're actually attempting to round upwards. Yeah, if you can get it. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning. If you can get a little bit rounded upwards, that's going to give you a little bit more stretch in different places of the back. Now your head dangles, so just let it fall. And you can turn and look side to side to lengthen in through the back of the neck. And that right arm is really reaching out. And then you can take the right hand back. Okay, come on into all fours. And then shift from side to side. And notice how that feels. Starting to feel where there's movement, or you might feel like there's congestion. So we'll use the word congestion today. No tensions or voltage. Congestion sounds so workable. And now we'll take the right leg out. So do press that heel out. The toes tuck under, and it's like you're pressing the brake with your heel. Then take that left arm way forward. Get as far out as you can. Pull the core up, so cat round of the low back, mid back, and keep that right heel pressing back. The head falls. Good, you're breathing in and out. Breath, hollowing the core up, so you can get more of a stretch in the low back, and breath. And then take that left hand back. Come on to all fours. And now we're coming into a tuck of the toes under to stretch the feet. And you can reach back and really pull your toes under. So let's get those boot toes stretched. And then if you can, sit back on your heels and come on into a nice tall spine. My teacher used to get us like this and tell us stories and try to get us to work in the feet. So you're really stretching the fascia. And then you can take an in-breath, lift from the rib cage, press the palms up, and let your shoulder blades come back. And zipper up right from the pubic bone and extend up to the sternum. And as the eyes lift, you're breathing in and out, shoulder blades are back. And then you're going to rotate to your right and you keep the shoulder blades back. So if you can, the arms are in line with the ears. So nice. Good. And then rotating to the other side. Good, Richard, can you turn the palms out more? Does it work? Yeah, so you'll go like an interlace. Yeah, that's it, that's it. And then you're opening good, and just feel like you want to be as long as you can be to breathe open the ribs. And then come on again to the right and lift. If it's too much on the feet, see if you can breathe. And then rotate to the other side, or of course, just point the toes and come to the tops of the feet. Excellent. And then you can come back, gaze up one more time. And then exhale the hands behind. You can press the elbows into the head. Rotate, now turn to the right again, and keep the ribs in as you keep the shoulder blades down. And then rotate to your left. And keep the elbows pressing back. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then you can rotate back to your center. Release the hands down. And then you can walk the knees back about 6 inches. The toes are still tucked under. And then take an in-breath, arc the back, tip the bum bones up. And then you can exhale and tip that bum up into downward dog and let the head fall. And send the inner thighs back as you're lengthening in through the whole spine. Then gently turn the head side to side, and as the head dangles, so you're getting some traction in through the neck. Great. And the core is drawing up. And one more breath. Beautiful. And then bend the knees, come back down into all fours. Take the palms way forward, maybe even way off the mat. Get out there, palm the floor, take an in-breath and exhale back into child's pose and release the forehead to the floor. Pulling the core in. Excellent. Do a little shimmy side to side with the bum bones. The palms are reaching out so much that you're creating space in the low back. Good, and then come on back in. Okay, hands right underneath the shoulders. Michelle, is there anything that you need today? Any parts of the body?
Same as usual.
Okay, got it. I'll have the usual. I hear you. And you can gaze up, take an inhale, arc the back, rise into your downward dog once again. Now, take your time here. You might bend as Jessica, you were doing one knee in and press the heels down. So pedaling the heels back. Also feel free to step one leg further back and really press down. So you're good. So you're really stretching in through the calf. You keep the breathing full. You keep pulling the bum bones up high. Good. And then you can bend the knees, keep the toes tucked, come on back down to all fours. And then take the right hand right underneath the chest and then push into that hand, turn to the left and draw that left shoulder blade back and down. And you're opening, get a pull up right from the core. Beautiful. And then take that left hand down, press into the left hand, turn, rotate, slide that right shoulder blade down. Open, open, push into the ground to rotate. Good. And then one more time. But when you come down onto the right hand, you're going to come up like this, and then you're going to thread under. So first of all, coming up, open, 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 push into the ground to turn. And then take that left arm under, come on onto the left cheek. And you can take, if you wish, your right hand up, to rotate and to twist. And you can take that right hand way back as you breathe open the ribs. That's it. Notice if you can wriggle your right left arm under a little further, the palms up. Good. That's it. Beautiful. One more breath. Excellent. And then come on back up. Very nice. And now we'll take the, what am I doing?
Right.
Take it right arm up. Let that right shoulder come back and down, push into the ground. Pull the core up. And then get that right arm over Twist the left arm up if you wish, or you can keep it down the left arm. Breathe, open, excellent. The core draws up, so you can get a really good pull back of the tailbone, core up. Breathing full. So good. That's it. Notice if you can get that hand over a little bit more, that under right hand. Wiggle it over so the shoulder blade gets over more. Good. And then take that left hand down, push back up. Now take the hands almost to the outside edge of the mat. I'm going to move mine back a little further so you can see what I'm going to do. So your hands will be even with the top of the head, and you're going to come down like so. Your elbows will come down so they're not up, so you'll get long shoulders. And then you're going to come into headstand and take the, I'm just kidding.
I'm very exhausted.
You're going to do a really weird stretch, and you might even feel tight through the esophagus. You're going to use the head to roll your chin in. So there's my hand out of the way, and you're getting a very strong stretch in the neck. If it's too much, you're going to here. And if you have your thin mat, you're going to need to double it up, please. So that's much more humane. And you're going to get a really good traction in through the cervical neck and through the cervical spine. And you're rounding. And it will feel, by the way, like it might feel like a lot of pressure. It might feel bruisey on the top of the head and the scalp. That is really, really normal. And I just want to kind of fast forward this idea here is when you do come into headstand, if you practice, come on Wednesday nights, we do that a lot, you don't have any pressure on your head at all in headstand, zero. There's nothing on your head. It's really more the alignment that just aligns you and your head is a base. So there's really no pressure there. But I just want to use this pressure to get that length or this congestion, no voltage or tension or pressure, just pulling back and forth and going really slowly and with your breathing to get more of a stretch in the neck. When you get into the fullest bend of the chin in, that feels like a double chin, then breathe there. Because you're going to open up deeply into the throat. Good, and that's often why we'll cough for the, because you're really accessing any congestion in there. Okay, very good. And then you can slowly uncurl. Great. Okay, now we're going to take the hands behind, and you can have your legs in front if it's just not nice for the knees. And you're going to be sitting on your heels and take the hands back just about 6 inches behind. The palms are in, and you're going to take an in-breath and let your shoulders come forward. So that's this, as opposed to squeeze back. That'll press open the arms, and you gaze to the ceiling. And you want to just have a lift from there. And if you can really pull the rib cage in. So you feel that rise from the rib cage.
Or with your shoulders moving?
The shoulders press forward and you pull the rib cage in and up. And then that pulls you up from the front body. Yeah, how does that feel? And good, good. So the in-breath, constant. And you're opening in through the chest and the rib cage. And then you're going to come forward. And now take the hands behind the head and interlace the fingers. And you come to that point, if you were blockhead, the back corner, right there. And then you tuck your chin, and you really tuck, and you really lift your spine, because this will potentially bring the stretch right into much more of the vertebrae. We're really lifting the spine. And as the chin tucks, you're breathing in and out fluidly through the nose and keeping the breathing constant. Keep the lift of the rib cage, so you've got space between the ribs and the hips, and your back is long, creating again more space. Chin super tucked. Good, and then we're gonna take the hands down again, and you're pressing into the fingers, and you breathe in. Now the head comes back this far or this far. If you come back this far, I want you to say, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Excellent, okay. Because if it sounds like this, good morning, you have to come up. Because you're squishy. It's a technical term. And you want to keep the throat really, really, really open. And we never do this. And this is so good for keeping the vertebrae open. And then breathing, come back up. Now bravely come back down. We're changing the positioning. We're working on our kinesthetic sense in the brain. We're opening up probably maybe some ears that don't normally get folded and lengthened. Really tucking the chin as you breathe. And this is also very good for the immune system. So you're bringing hands back. Anything that you really open the throat creates, and you're coming back, breathe in. Stimulation of the immunoglobulins. And those are like your little Pac-Men that go in and take out the colds and the viruses. Good. That's it. Excellent. Excellent. Good. And then you can come forward one more time. Taking the chin in. Okay, great. And then you're going to come down. Come on back into all fours. And in your all fours position, tuck the toes under. Take an inhale, gaze up. You might have a different neck. And then you can exhale, pull the bum up, lift, come up onto the tiptoes to get the bum way, way high and up. Is it full moon yet? I can't remember where we are in the moon.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Was it yesterday?
It was 2 days ago.
Oh, 2 days ago. Okay. Well, you can still moon the ceiling. Coming up. Now let the heels drop. Keep the bum high. Okay. Now come up onto the toes. That means you're going to bend the knees in like this. And I'll move into a few positions I want everybody to see. The knees come in. That means that your shins are parallel to the floor. I'm saying this very nonchalantly, like it's a piece of cake, but it's not. So we're going to heat up the body. Pull up through the core, go into your half a giggle. Perfect. See if you can get the shins parallel. Round out the spine. It's a tiny, tiny round. Good. And then come back up. Then you'll right downward dog. Bring the legs up and back. Let the head fall. And you tip the bum bones high to the ceiling. Lengthen. Open through the backs of the knees. Good. Stay with the breathing. Continue to get that lift. Excellent. That's it, Kenji. You can start your feet in a little closer to you. Good. Do any little finagling you need to do, shifting side to side, or any kind of bending of one knee and stretching one calf down. Take 3 more full breaths. Remembering that downward dog is technically a restorative pose. Anything that you are folding rather than opening the front body is restorative. Keeping the bum bones pulling up. Excellent. And then you can gaze up, come up onto the tiptoes, step or jump your feet forward to the hands and come on halfway up. Hands are at the shins and you've got a flat back as you reach out. And then you can exhale, fold forward. And now breathe in, scoop the arms up, bring the palms together overhead and gazing right up at the thumbs. And then you can exhale the hands to center. Now see if you can keep that space in between the ribs and the hips. We've done a lot to lengthen here and here. So just see if you can feel how you've created a space for the breath, the diaphragm, and come into Tadasana, mountain pose. And then feel your weight evenly distributed through the fronts and the backs of the feet. And then we'll go into our first salutation. So breathing in, bring the arms up, gazing up at the palms. Exhale, fold forward bend, right out, forward bend. Breathe in, come halfway up, stop at the shins, reaching out. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, jump or step the legs back. Bend the right knee, turn to the left, coming into side plank. Get a really nice lift up and out from the rib cage. Excellent. And then beautiful, take that palm down. Continue, rotate to your other side. Opening the chest, either the bending the underside leg, or you can keep the underside leg straight, opening the chest, and breath is steady. Excellent, that's it. And then come on back to plank, or feel free to get to the knees and let the shoulder blades come down. Now take the feet to the outside edge of the mat as the inner thighs move towards the ceiling, the crown of the head reaches up. Then step the feet together like you're an undecided person, and then rotate to the right side. Your feet are stacked. We are working on the underside right waist. Feel free to take the left leg out, so you get a wider base, open the scissors and press down on both. And then rotate back to the center, rotate to your left. And again, maybe you'll take that right foot out to get a wider basis of support. Lift the underside waist, rotate back to the center, excellent. And then you can either keep the legs straight or bend the knees, chaturanga, exhale to lower. Breathing to upper dog and gazing up. And then exhale and rise into downward dog first. We'll stay with 5 breaths here. And as always, feel free to modify, bend the knees, come down, listening to the body's ability, this breath. Good, and you're pressing the whole palms down, so you really release the wrists. Excellent. And as you're pulling up, from here, excellent. You've got that rise. That's it. I'm just going to give you a little here. And you keep the breathing steady. That's it. Keeping that rise. The shoulder blades are sliding down. One more breath. And then gazing up, tiptoes, jump or step the feet to the hands. Come on, halfway up. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward, bend. And then breathing in, bring the arms up overhead, pressing the palms together. And then you can exhale the hands to your center. And coming into your next one, breath in, gazing up, open through the chest. Exhale, fold forward now, reach right out from the crown. Breathe in, come halfway up, touch of the shins, back is flat, reach the hips back, exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, jump or step the legs back to the plank to your left. Either underside right leg straight, or you can bend that underside right knee, lifting the rib cage. Excellent, you're feeling supersonic strong. You might take your left leg out and lift. I always know Rosemary's breathing. And reach that heel out. Excellent. Come to the other side. Rotate, stack, and or bend that underside knee. Lift the waist, keep the chest open. The shoulder blades are aligned. Excellent. Taking the leg up if that's you. Reach, breath. And then come back to your center. You're planking. You're taking your feet to the outside edge of the mat. Reach the heels out. And then bring the feet together. And again, with them stacked, rotate to the right side. Feel free to open the scissors and take that left leg rather forward. Lift the underside waist, the core strong. Rotate back to your center, feet stack. Rotate to the left side. Lifting the underside waist, keep the rib cage coming in. Breath. And then back to your center. Either bend the knees, or if you can keep the legs straight, lower. Breathe into Sphinx. We're going to take the arms forward. The elbows right underneath the shoulders. Press the tops of the feet down. And then you might do a little lift of your bum and then just put the pubic bone further forward so that you've got a nice long spine. And you press the tops of the feet down to draw the pubic bone down. And then you're going to, I want you to feel like you're not using your arms. I want you to feel that you're pulling out forward the heart. So we're not doing a push-up, but we're doing an elongation of the front body. And then we're going to take the arms out just to prove it. We're going to take the arms out to the side and then move the hands towards the feet, pressing good. The tops of the feet down and gazing ahead. Beautiful. And keep the tops of the feet pressing down. So that good, that the tailbone continues to pull down. That's it. Good. That's it. Want to really get the shoulder blades sliding down. Oh, good. And then gently release. Now, in the next version, you're going to press the tops of the arms down. And that's going to act as a bit of a fulcrum. And you're going to press down there. The legs still reach out. So you really press them out. And as you gaze ahead, you breathe in and out and you create expansion, especially on the in-breath. And that gives you a bit of helium balloon rise, and you're gazing ahead. And then you might take the feet up, don't have to, and you keep pressing the hands down and you reach the feet out. So you're not kind of sort of with floppy knees. You want to lengthen so you can pull the tailbone down, and then you can take the heels in. Keep the hands underneath, one hand on top of the other, lower, and then just be like a little kid watching TV. That's good. Kind of a neat angle for your quads. Okay. Yeah, we're going to take the legs down. I'm going to repeat my new favorite pose in the last week. We're going to take the left knee up. So for you guys at the back, the knee's going to come up and you're going to have your foot down. And then you're going to push up and take your right hand across. Really awkward. And then you take the left hand on top. You lie on that right cheek. And then you're going to take the left arm up and back. So we're taking a nice little restorative pose. You're going to rotate back, maybe tip all the way over to the left to open up that left shoulder and look to the ceiling or back. Yeah, yeah. And you might be a dangler. So you might have that left arm just kind of in the air. Sorry, I really burned my left side. And feel free to pull your neighbor's arm down if they need that. Oh, that's good. Good. So you feel the shoulder coming down. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what you can do? If it's too much in through that left shoulder, everybody can do a right angle. That'll bring it more into the top. And you can kind of get slapped down. And you can do that in any of the poses, kind of go right angle on the arm to help. Really good. Breathe open that left side. Yeah. And then if it feels right, let the arm move around. You could do a half circle and just travel through the air to get that shoulder and that chest and rib cage expanding and opening. Good. And your breathing is full. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Take a couple more breaths to finish. Excellent. And one more breath. Very nice. And then you can come on slowly onto that side again, rolling onto your stomach. And then you're going to take your right knee up, and you'll take the right knee up, even with the waist or pretty close. Then take the hands wide, push up. Take that left hand under, right across, the right hand stacks on top. Run your left cheek, breathe in, open the chest and draw that right shoulder back. And again, listening to the range of motion. Good. Anybody too tight in through the shoulder here? Great. breathing. That's it. Good. And of course, you get to use that top right knee to pull your tail down, pull the waist down. Good. Keep the breathing full as you continue to over here. Good. Expanding the rib cage. Drawing the breath into the back of the nostrils to get a really good opening. A couple more breaths. And again, noticing if you want to change the arm position at all. And one more full breath. Feel the chest open. Good. And then you can roll over to that side. We're going to return to the stomach position, and you can have your legs straight back. Take the hands right beside the body with the elbows underneath the shoulders, returning to Sphinx position. Now, take the hands off the floor and needle the elbows and forearms down into the mat to draw the scapulas down. Then press the forearms and the hands down. Now do a bend of the low back up, push the pubic bone forward just to get, again, that really long low back. And then as you press into the palms, you may straighten the elbows and keep pressing the tops of the feet down. Now, I want you to really listen in Cobra, baby Cobra. You want to feel, it's very much a flaring energy. There's this little snake that used to visit every summer, and he would be down, he'd go down the cement stairs and he'd get stuck there for days. And I would go over, he was a color, beautiful color, same color. And I'd go over to pick him up to get him up the stairs again, because he'd get stuck there for 2, 3, 4 days.
Stuck?
Yeah, because he couldn't get back up the cement stairs. He was so silly. So he was like, I'm not even kidding. He was this big. He was this big.
Wow.
And he was this tough guy. And I would go over, and I like snakes, and I'd go over and help him. He'd go like this.
Like a word, like a little big word.
And he would flare so much, like the strength of snake. And that's really what you're accessing in Cobra is it's a flare. And it isn't an anger, it's a flare, it's a no. It's saying, I got this, it's like a strength. And he'd never let me get him out. And eventually he'd get out because he wasn't there. We'd find some way up the cement stair, he'd do one a day. But he wouldn't let me come and help him. And so it was kind of like.
Because usually people want to kill snakes.
Exactly,
Kind of
right?
hardwired
So
them
it's-
up.
Exactly. So I couldn't help the guy. So because he'd have it, and he would just keep using his snake ability. So if you can really feel, you are opening your body front. You are not contracting your low back. The contraction occurs, but you want to flare the body forward. You want to come forward out through the heart. And then again, just to be a wise guy to prove it, if the hands come back, then you'll feel the work in your back, probably. And if you can drive the shoulders down and press the tops of the feet down, now you've got your low back pressing.
Your bum be tighter.
It will. And my funny comment on that is my teacher used to come around and check our bum, like, no, just using your bum, because you want to use the whole spine.
So you do contract your whatever that muscle.
Yeah. And if you can work on pressing the baby toe side down more, then there's more anchorage of the pubis down, and you'll have more length. Yeah. How does that feel? It's good. That's good. And then gently come on back down. Now we'll take the hands right beside the body, beside the chest rather, and then take an in-breath, push up. Come on to all fours and then back into your child's pose. Release the forehead to the floor, lengthening through the spine, and really draw the tailbone back. Breathing in and out through the nose. Breath. And then you can come on back up. Okay, we're going to come down again and we'll come back into baby cobra. So we do bring the elbows directly under the shoulders. Press into the forearms and the palms. Press the tops of the feet down and maybe work the legs out a bit more. Pressing into the palms, sending the chest forward. The gaze is straight ahead and the shoulder blades are down. Just check that they're down. That'll usually mean the elbows are in. So we're not doing the push-up. That'll bring the shoulders forward and the chest in. So see if you can send the body forward. And then you can gently lower. And then we take the hands to the outside and you're going to have your hands even with the chest. And then the elbows are to the outside and you'll press the tops of the feet down and press the elbows way out as you gaze up. And then you gaze up and you lift. And now you're going to turn to your left. So I'll show you this way. Turn to your right and let your left shoulder come forward and lower. We've been doing this lately. Lower down. Beautiful. Breathe in, turn middle, come back up, lift, gazing up. Turn to your left, let the right elbow shoulder come forward. Keep the elbows high. Lower down. Good. Breathe in, middle, come up. Good. Lift the eyes, keep the elbows up. Let that left shoulder come forward, left elbow. Turn to the right, lower.
So your fingertips or your palms flat?
Oh, fingertips, thanks. Yeah, sorry about that. And then breathing in, come up, turn to the left, elbows, elbow right, elbow forward, and lower. Good, 2 more. Breathing in, come up, turn to the right, left elbow, shoulder forward. Calming down, lift out and forward with your rib cage. Back to the center, breathe in, lift. Turn to the left, let the right elbow come forward, lower. Okay, rest. Take the arms to the side, stomach shavasana, and let your whole body go. Just release into the floor. Good, feel the stimulation, nerves. Feel your body surrender and let go. Okay. Really good. Any type of back bend is stimulating, and that can also mean it can access where there's congestion, and that can cause sometimes a wash of fatigue, or so sometimes you can feel tired after back bends, and sometimes you can feel invigorated. So now you can take the hands right underneath the shoulders again, push up to all fours position, and we'll take the left leg out just as we began. So you're going to press that heel out and then take the heel over to the left, to the right, and press that heel out. And you're going to lengthen through the back of the leg, really reach, and then see if you can take that heel even further across, turn and stretch off of the left rib cage as that heel presses out. Excellent. And then you're going to take, you're going to roll on the outside of that left foot, and you're going to drop to your left hip. So now you've got a tight fold and you're dropping out of that left hip and stretching. Great. Squishing into the top of that left thigh. And now you can take the leg, swing it around over to the left, swing your partner, and they come on all the way back up. And you can have your left foot just in line with the torso. Take your inhale, come up, open through the chest. And then exhale over to the left side. Take a beautiful rise up and out from the right. Breath. And then you can come back down And now we'll take the hands back down, gently bring that left leg back in. And now reaching the right leg out and press out through the heel, tuck toes way under. And then take that right heel across, gaze to the left, to the heel, and pressing out to the left. That's it. Good. And then see if you can bring the heel even further across. Press the heel out, keep pulling up from the core. Fantastic. Then you're going to roll on the outside of that right foot. And you're going to pull the core in. And you're kind of swishing a bit to the right, tiny micro move. More of an energetic focus to bring the hip over to the right. It might not move at all. Okay, great. Now we did something this week, and I'm trying to remember what it was. Let me just hold on a second here. You can come down to your elbows.
We don't put it there.
But after we do this, we're going to do that. Come on. Thank you, Dominique. We'll take off. Picky.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. Yeah, let's get even. And feel that fountain.
You can always say that it's you are checking, we follow.
That's right. That's perfect. And then you can take that arm down. So there's a way that, let's try to remember this. If we come down on the outside of that right foot, so we're on the outside knee, and then we drop, we're gonna take the right hand further forward, left hand is under the chin, and you're gonna just drop the waist, basically just to get a stretch in through the right waist, and it might feel really nice to come down on the elbow and do that. So here's the change. So I've got my leg there. Oops, come down to the elbow, and you can drop the hip all the way down. So pardon me, I'm just making this up now as I go. And you're gonna lift and pull up here like you're looking up and get a stretch right in through that right underside waist. So it's kind of like doing a triangle side stretch, but using the pull up here to get more of the stretch. And that's really good. Good. Okay, and now we're gonna, what are we gonna do? We're gonna come in
from there.
Let's take the legs in. And then we've got the left leg back. So we're gonna take the left leg out. We're gonna drop down to the elbows. And with that left leg reaching out, where we've got the top right knee bent forward, and we're pulling up into the left waist, pulling up. That's it. We're pushing off the floor just to get that stretch right through the underside waist. That's good. That's it. Really strong breathing, pulling the core in. I find this can create a lot of corrections in the lumbar region, low back on each side. Yeah, and then good. You're going to slowly come back up. Okay, now the hands are right underneath the shoulders, and come back out with that left leg. Reach out, and then take the leg out. Take the right arm up. Reach and lengthen. Keep the right foot pressing down. Go into a little giggle. And then you can take that right hand around. You can kick the foot up, open the chest, let your foot pull you back and up, and then come into pumps, pardon me, of the breath. So you're gonna it's an inhale, it's a puffy push out, a panting, and couple body. You're really pulling up through the core, energizing. And then take that arm out. Take the arm and the leg down, and then you can switch sides. Take that right leg out. Just get, pardon me, a good reach out through that heel. Take that left arm up, open, taking the left arm around, move towards the baby toe side if that's an option. Good, and then bringing the leg up, come into the couple of body breath. Good, that left foot presses down for balance. And then release, taking the leg down, taking the arm down. Now we'll take the knees wide. And then child's pose down to the forearms and let your head dangle. And just sit the hips back and do any little swishing from side to side to come into the sacral area. That feels really good. Okay, and then you can slowly push up. Okay, great. And then you can come on onto your backs. And we'll come and take a little half time. Take a little break to come into story time. Letting your whole body go. Yeah, the filtered water's all fixed, the new tank's on, so lots of flow of water here. Okay. So just letting your whole body rest back. We'll be here for about 3 minutes, 3-4 minutes. Feel the spine lengthen and release. Continuing to read today from A Velocity of Being. Letters to a Young Reader. I opened it again to Robin Wall Kimmerer, and I can't resist, so I'm going to read her wonderful letter today again. So this is a collection of letters to young readers as to why they love to read. And it's people from all over the world that are writers, researchers, scientists, philosophers, often writers have their own books, etc. And they're sharing with the young reader a one-page letter as to why they love to read. Robin Wall Kimmerer is a mother, a botanist, a writer, and a grateful student of plants. She is the author of Gathering Moss and Braiding Sweetgrass, which I highly recommend. Caitlin, you would love that book. You have it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course you do. A member of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, she lives on an old farm in upstate New York, tending cultivated and wild gardens. Here's her letter. Dear young reader, I am sitting on this afternoon in my favorite reading place under the black cherry tree on the hill, looking out over the fields. In the moment before I open a book, I like to just hold it between my palms and remember what an amazing thing it is. A meeting of tree gifts and human gifts on the same page. A place where the reader and the writer meet in reciprocity to create something which has never existed before. A book is an invitation to see the world through another's eyes. Blue eyes, black eyes, fiery green wolf eyes. It feels like the tree is reading over my shoulder, sharing the stories as it has every right to do, since they are printed on a sheet made of tree cells. Books let us be like trees, don't you think? Seeing beyond the span of our own lives, reaching high into the sunlight and deep into the dark, fertile soil of imagination. They let us play in their branches or dream in a hammock. If we're lucky, our minds will widen with every volume, like a growth rings of wisdom. And books attract more books, more ideas, like bright singing birds flocking to a tree of knowledge. Splat. It's raining cherry juice from overhead, dripping ripe summer onto my paper. Maybe the tree is writing to you too, in its own particular shade of purple ink. Did you know that the first ink was probably berry juice? The first book written on tree bark? Maybe we're witnessing the start of a great forest novel written in a crazy code of drips and drops, a symbiosis between tree and human. What meaning would they make? Every being has a story, whether we know how to read it yet or not. We should learn. Trees writing? Is it any more magical than the fact that these inky tracks we call letters, prancing like ant footprints across the page, can carry us away with their stories they tell? What story will you tell in your own particular shade of ink? Robin Wall Kimmerer. Yeah, she did a lot of research and showed the in a word, the consciousness of plants. And it was such expanded research that it wasn't exactly received. And I think that I'd like to bring that into how we started this class in the discussion of tension and voltage and tension and shaking. Whenever we do something that goes past the bandwidth of consciousness that's accepted in our culture, it can feel very shaky. And that's when you know you're onto something. So people call it doubt, and it's actually a moment of edge. You're moving into something bigger than you. So as you continue to practice, see if you can have no mind and let the bigger you be experienced cellularly in this very beautiful laboratory on the mat, where you're so safe to breathe into what the edge can bring you past and into. It's very calming to have a lot of insights. So you can gently draw the knees into the chest now. I'm going to come around and give you a strap. Didn't sound right.
Thanks so much. It's a big class.
Now take the legs higher. You can have your strap close on hand, and we'll come into happy baby. So let's get the low back really warm. Take the feet wide, bend the knees wide, and do a wonderful rock side to side. Feel the shoulders back. And just feel how to take the feet further up, back, towards the front door. And feel the different places that you can press into your back. Take your time to sense where to, yeah, that's it. Now you can really bend the knees to help to come into the low back more. Okay, and a couple more breaths. Excellent. It's so cute because the back of the room, everybody's got their strap on. And it's like one person just following the other. So let's all do that now. Let's take the strap. We're going to start We're going to start with one leg. We'll start with the right leg. And if you're ever practicing at home, always do your right leg first. Take the right leg straight in the air. And of course you can bend a bunch. And I want you to use your right hand to hold the strap, but let your shoulder be relaxed. So you might hold far down, so your elbows bent and your shoulders back. And then straighten the left leg out and pull the right leg in, reaching the heel to the ceiling as you lengthen through the back of the leg. Great. Now do a windshield wiper side to side, and it might be like 2 feet, it might be a foot, it might be far. I want you to either be ambitious because you really want to stretch the top of the hamstring, and that would be to pull your foot towards you a bunch and also go wide.
And your leg should be straight.
If you can. And if you want to go deeper into your bum, into your hip, you can bend the knee and get into the insertion of the hamstring. Yeah, so the bend will get you at the top of the hamstring. And straight will get more through the insertion, which is the back of the knee. Good, and your breathing is steady. Good. The core is solid. See how you can let everything else go. The arms, the neck, shoulders. Now we're going to take the leg more towards you, to use both hands. Hold on higher on the strap and pull the leg towards you, reaching the heel to the ceiling. Lengthening through the back of the leg. Do a little pulse towards the head, getting the hamstring lengthening. Really good. Excellent. And then see if you'd like, go really far. Now you're pulling your foot back, so the heel is reaching up, foot flexed. And then we're going to go into something called PNF. And PNF is a strengthening stretch. I want you to resist the band, so push away and pull towards you at the same time. What was that? Oh, thanks. It's proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. Same idea though. So this was really popular in the 80s, and it was used a lot in football and athletics. So basically what you're doing is you're resisting with the strap. You're trying to pull towards the front door, and then you're pushing your heel out. So that you'll feel this, you'll elongate the hamstring, and you'll also create tensile strength. So we're really attempting to get long, and this is better. It's a strengthening stretch. It's also very yogic, because in yoga you go in both directions. You're reaching your heel out, and you're also pulling your thigh into the socket both directions. And then relax that. Okay, now do anything you want. Just have the leg in the air, maybe come into 1 foot in a circle, 1 foot in diameter circles, circumduction going right into the hip joint. Do any move if you want, a windshield wiper side to side, whatever you're wanting to do in this breath. Nice. Good, and then one more time, pull towards you really strongly. See if you can breathe deep. Can you go further? Can you breathe and let go and go further? Great. And then you can release the strap, release the leg, and let that right leg all the way down. Lie there and simply feel the effects on the right side and let go.
Actually feel relaxed.
That side feels relaxed?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. It's a bit hard to convince ourselves that if we can do some effort, we create relaxation. We just have to get over ourselves. That part that doesn't want to work hard sometimes.
Something, right?
Yeah, it's coming down a lot, but it's very like a misty rain. Now, take the strap still to the right leg. So you're going to take the right leg back up. And then this time, you're going to use your left opposite hand and pull the leg over to the left, straight over, and come into a spinal twist. Come over, and then let your right arm come out to the side. Spinal twist like we did earlier. And you can gaze to your right. And keep that left heel reaching across.
The intention on the strap, like pulling towards your
Yeah,
head.
thank you. Yeah, you can keep the tension on the strap. Perfect. Perfect. And you get a really good reach over.
That's all crap.
Now, draw the leg slowly back up, draw bridge leg, so keep the core engaged. Good. And then gently release the strap, take it down. And have that foot in the air. And then just go crazy, move it around. You can kick, you can make a big move. Just kind of shake out and get rid of any tension in the hip, thigh, knee. And then go really crazy, all over the place. And by the way, if you're at the gym doing this, you get a lot of room in the stretch area. Really give you room. And then release that leg, let go. Good. And then feel, just feel. And as you move into the next leg, just feel how you're going to lengthen, you're going to strengthen, and see if you can do it in a really non-ambitious way, so to speak, more of a feeling of length, length, length. So taking the strap, bringing the strap around just below the ball of the left foot. Hold on with the left hand. Hold on down low enough that you can bend the elbow and let the shoulder be back. Pull that left leg towards you. Brilliant. Reaching the heel to the ceiling, pulling the toes back. And again, either bend the knee or keep the leg straight if you have that ability or willingness to pull the leg towards you. Really reaching that heel up. Let your shoulders be back. Excellent. Breath. Breath. Great. And then windshield wiper as far across as you wish. And again, you may bend or straighten the leg. Breath. Very good. Keeping the breathing steady. Keeping that reach out with the heel, the toes, pulling back. Good, again, noticing if you want to bend the knee or straighten or do both, a little bit of each. Good. Good, and then you can pull back towards the center and come on into some circles. Circling and stirring deep into the pelvic floor. So proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, if you break it down, it's kind of neat. Proprioceptive, so how you're feeling, like how the body, the tissue is feeling each space of movement. Proprioceptive, so think of a diver in the air. They have really good kinesthetic proprioceptive sense. Proprioceptive is neuromuscular, so the nerves and the muscles and how they work together. Facilitation, so you're basically elongating the muscle and moving it through space. And now you're going to pull the leg towards you, and I want you to resist. So push away from you and pull the strap towards you so that you get that P and F stretch. Yeah, nice, Dominique. Quivers mean that new neuromuscular pathways are attempting to connect. New synapses are trying to get solid. Good, breath. Keep pulling the foot towards you and resisting away. Breath. Good, the breath allows the maximum push away as you lengthen the back of the leg. Breath. Good, and then relax the leg. Good, release the strap, let the leg down. Take a breather. Excellent. Good. Feel the effects. Good. And then you can take the strap again around the left foot. Bring the leg into the air. And then either windshield wipers, oh no, hold on with your right hand and bring that leg across over to the right, quite high up if you can. Nice if you can straighten the leg. The left arm drops back. And you keep reaching out with that left foot. Excellent. Breathing is full. Lengthening out of that left side.
It's too warm today. So we're supposed to do. Well.
You can gently breathe in, draw the leg all the way back out. Slowly draw bridge in, use the core. Good. And then you can release the leg down. Okay, that's great. Come back into your happy baby, bending the knees up. Take the knees wide, hold on to the low legs or the feet. And do a gentle rock side to side. Then you can cross the left ankle on top of the right ankle. You're going to lift your upper body and reach up to get the shins or the feet. So you can hold on and you're going to pull the feet or the shins across. They cross over as much as you can. And you're going to tuck your chin in to bend the elbows to the outside and to breathe and to really start to open the sacral area. Let your upper body down now and then get a deeper stretch. And keep the elbows if they're bending to the outside to draw the shoulders back, keep the arms.
Right leg is in front of your left foot?
Right leg under, but that's okay. You can stay on that one. But what you can do is just keep the feet there and then reposition your hands. So take your hands on the outside.
Yeah.
So go like this, let go for a moment. Let go and sorry, they go.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
and then
process.
and then take the arms. See, because there's something your body wants to cross, but it would be better if you have the arms on the outside. So cross your legs on and then take your hands on the outside.
On the same side.
And your shoulders, yeah. Good, and then just see if you can pull the feet in as much as you can to get into the sacral place. And then you can gently release. Good. And now taking the right ankle on top, opposite side. coming up. Good, draw the ankles in. Good, going right into your breath. Really let the elbows bend to the outside. Yeah, to make that draw down.
And our head can be up or down, right?
You can go down once you've got the tightest position. You can go down. And then release the legs and let go. And come on down. And then just do anything. Do any little last movement you'd love to do. Enjoy your favorite stretch or what you feel you need to do. Take a minute and a half to really breathe into what needs to open your body. Feeling the length of your torso, like whatever you do. Lovely. And then you can come into Shavasana, into lying relaxation. Today we'll do a guided relaxation. So as you feel your body soften, I want you to imagine that you're kind of disassembling. You're disassembling so much that all of the places in your body that are connected come apart. I had a friend whose son, at the age of 14, he came home to find the television completely taken apart. The son had gone into the back and taken all the tubes and all the wires, and he'd unscrewed everything, and the whole television was on the floor. And then he put it back together, and it worked perfectly. Now, of course, you kind of guess at what he ended up becoming as an adult, but he ended up becoming a fireman. So I never quite connected those dots, but I want you to feel like you're totally disassembled on the floor. Like there's nothing in you that hasn't fallen back. You're flat. Your mind is flat. There isn't a flirt of uprising of a thought. The front body is soft. You can feel the chest and the rib cage open. And you can feel that the entire back of the body can let go. It's long and supported by the ground. You feel as if you're on the first day of vacation and there's nothing to do except what you want. And that recognition creates a soft, happy mind that glows with the sweetness and the luxury of nothing. And as you feel the front body soften and soft, feel how when you rise, the inhale rises, you open more, the heart, the front body. And notice then as you exhale that the back of the body can soften even more. Remembering that on the exhale, the heart rate actually lowers. So feel free to feel into the exhale and lengthen it, make it longer than the inhale.
It's the other way around, actually.
Is
Right, don't want in because you're oxygen, you want more when you breathe in. So you don't have to, your heart doesn't breathe as well. You just,
Oh, okay,
what do you get?
right. It's a good thing you're here.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's another fact, yeah. And notice the ability of your breath to release mind, thoughts, until there's only mind, pure mind, pure consciousness. Feel the vertebrae, feel them long on the floor and the spaces in between. Feel the weight of the pelvis and the hip bones dropped back and the thighs heavy. Feel that pelvic bowl dropped. And feel how the thighs can extend out from the pelvis. With the knees heavy and the backs of the knees open. And feel the weight of the calves on the floor. Especially because of the open backs of the knees. The feet heavy, the ankles anchoring down the legs, and the feet just rolled out in relaxation. And then take in a nice deep breath. And again, nice deep breath. And on the next in breath, you can bend your knees and have the flats of the feet on the floor. And you can bring your arms to the outside, just bring them out like a T with the palms turned up to the ceiling.
Are you pressing your back into the floor?
Actually, you can just totally relax. Yeah, just have a natural arc. And with the front body open, I want you to just have the feeling of silliness, of that crazy place that you don't have to think and things get ridiculous. And I want you to just feel really silly for no reason. And feel the light quality of no thinking, just silly. And how that is very taking in life, very much taking in life feeling. And as you're there open and silly and your heart is open, do a sway of your knees from side to side, far or narrow, to get a little massage in through the low back. Now I was going to do a wave of laughter yoga with you, and I haven't really taught you guys a lot about that. Most of you here heard, so I'll kind of bring that in next Saturday. So just do your sway up and through the hips and through the low back. And then you can center. Now roll to the right side and slowly take your time to push up into seated position. And we'll take a moment. You can sit with your legs crossed or any position that feels great. And we'll take a moment to just face this beautiful day. And feel your body upright. And feel the openness of the body. The little expansions anywhere. And then we'll bring our awareness back to this room and back to each other. And we'll bring our hands together in Namaste. Namaste. Lovely. Thanks for being here. Great. It's great in here. In there. Oh, good. Good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. It's nice. That's great.
You get roll? Okay.
Oh, yes, please. You know what I do? I fold them in half because I'm an impatient person. So I fold them in half and then I roll them if you want. That makes it a little easier.